Hello everyone, welcome to the MindMajix. So today we are going to see the question and answers for the objects. So we'll see the various questions that mostly asked at the time of the interviews. So the first question is, if we created one object equal to Dwan equal to curly braces, comma, Daniel, first name is Daniel, comma, JSON equal to key colon JSON. Now, Dwan of Daniel equal to what? Equal to 1, 2, 3. Dwan of JSON equal to 4, 5, 6. Now, console.log, if we print the Dwan of Daniel, what it will print? So the answer is 4, 5, 6. Yes, because for Daniel, before this, the first name colon Daniel, it was assigned, but later on, the 1, 2, 3 is assigned. So the last assignment always considered. So that the answer is 4, 5, 6. Yes. So when setting an object property, the JavaScript will implicitly stringify the parameter values. Stringify the parameter values. In this case, since the Daniel and the JSON are both the objects, they will both converted to the object. As a result, the Dwan of Daniel and Dwan of JSON are both equivalent to the Dwan of object and can be used interchangeably. Therefore, setting or referencing the Dwan of JSON is precisely the same as the setting or the referencing as the Dwan of denial, so that it shows the output 456. Next question is, what will be the output of following code? Const func equal to, so func is the name of the function, equal to function in bracket a, curly brace, delete a, return a. Then function is completed, then in bracket the file, semicolon. Then print console.log func. So what it will print? It will print the answer 5 because the output would be 5. The delete operator is used to delete the properties from the object. Here A is not an object but a local variable. So delete operation don't affect to the local variable. So because of the delete A, it will not delete the local variable. Delete is used only to delete the properties of objects. So that A will not delete and it gives the value 5. It returns the value of A is 5. Next question. Question 3. What is the output of following code? Console.log a:1 equal to a:1. Console.log a:1 triple equal to a:1. So what are the answers? So for the first statement, it gives the value false, and for second statement, it gives the value false. Because in JavaScript, the objects are compared based on the references. In the above statement, we are comparing the two different objects, so their references will be different. a:1, a:1. So these are the two different objects because these are written in two different curly braces. So their references will be different. Hence, we get both the output as a false for both the statements. Next, which approach is better and why? Const James Bond. In bracket, James Bond is the name of the object. Now the properties are first name Daniel, last name Craig, get full name. Then for the full name, the function is returned. It returns this dot first name and this dot name, dot last name, dot trim. After completing the object, James Bond means object name dot get full name. So the get full name, it is the property of the James Bond object. So get full name it's called. So that function will return the full name. Second, class person. Constructor, first name, last name. These dot first name equal to first name. These dot last name equal to last name. So first name, last name, these are the properties, and assign the values of parameter to the properties. Now person dot prototype dot get full name function, and it will return these dot first name dollar these dot last name dot print function. Now create the object of person class and pass the values of parameter, and then call the get full name function. So which one is the better idea or better approach? Second approach is better, since in the first approach, a closure is maintained for each copy of the object containing the get full name method. While the second approach, the method is registered in the prototype rather than in every object. Thus, it is more memory efficient approach. Next question, what is difference between object and map? Now the answer is object can have only strings and symbols as their keys, while map can have the primitives, functions, or even objects as their keys. So the map can have the primitive data types or the objects as a key value. Keys in the map are ordered but not in the objects. So in objects, the keys are not in the ordered fashion. Size of the map can be easily determined using the size property, while it's relatively hard for the objects. So for the objects, we cannot easily determine the size. A map may perform the better scenarios involving the frequent additions and the removal of key pairs. Next question, what is user-defined object? So the user-defined objects, all the user-defined objects are built-in. Objects are descendant of an object called the object. The new operator is used to create an instance of the object. To create an object, the new operator is followed by the constructor method. For example, where employee equal to new object. Now the employee is the instance of the object class. So the constructor methods are object, arrays, and date. These constructors are built in JavaScript functions. Then object constructor. A constructor is a function that creates and initializes an object. JavaScript provides a special constructor function called the object to build the object. The return value of the object constructor is assigned to a variable. Defining the methods for the object. Now, how to define the methods for the object? So first of all, in a script tag, we have to create the object and methods. So the example, see in the script tag, the function is defined, add price, one parameter is passed, amount, then the amount is assigned to the price variable. Then function book is designed. In function book, the title, author, and add price, these variables are used, and assign the values of the parameter to the variables. Now in script tag, again, now create the book object, my book, and assign the values Paul and Mutashin. Now it will call the function book, and it will pass the Paul as a title, and author is Mutashin. And while add price, for add price, it calls the add price method, where it takes the amount as a parameter and assign that value to the price variable. The 100 value is assigned to the price variable. So after that, you can display the title, author, and price. Next question, what is with keyword? So the with keyword is used as a kind of shorthand for replacing an object properties or the methods. The object specified as an argument to which becomes the default object for the durations of the block that follows. The properties and the methods for the object can be used without naming the object. For example, with object, then properties used without the object name and the dot. Yes, so with keyword is used to access the properties of an object without using their name and the dot. So it is used as a reference. Next question, what is the JavaScript? What are the JavaScript native object. So the JavaScript has the several built-in or native objects. These objects are accessible anywhere in your program and will work the same way in any browser running in any operating systems. So here are some native objects: JavaScript number object, JavaScript Boolean object, string object, array object, date object, math object, a regular expression, that is Regexp object. So all these are the native object. Next question, what is JavaScript number object? The number object represents the numerical date, either the integer values, floating point numbers. In generally, you do not need to worry about the number object because the browser automatically converts number literals to the instance of the number class. For example, var val equal to new number and pass one value as the parameter. Then in the place of number, you can provide any non-number argument. Then the argument cannot be converted into the number. In that case, it returns the NaN, that is not a number. So and suppose the number parameter is having the value, any valid number value. Okay, then that value get converted into the object of number class. It is the number object. What are the number of properties? Here is the list of each property and their descriptions. Max value, the largest possible value a number in JavaScript can have 1.7976931348623157e plus 308. It is the max value for any number. Mean value, the smallest value number in JavaScript can have 5e minus 324. NaN equal to value that is not a number. Negative infinity, a value is less than mean value. Positive infinity, it's a value which is greater than max value. Prototype, a static prototype is a static property of the number object. Use the prototype property to assign the new properties and the methods to the number object in the current document. So prototype can use to assign the new properties of methods and number objects. Constructor, it returns the function that created this object instance. By default, this is the number object. Next question, what are the number methods? So for number objects, what are the available methods? So toExponential, it forces a number to display the exponential notations even if the number is in the range in which the JavaScript normally uses the standard notations. ToFixed, this function formats a number with a specific number of digits to the right to the decimal. ToLocalString, this function returns a string value version of the current number in the format that may vary according to a browser's local settings. ToPrecision, this function defines how many total digits, including the digits to the left and the right of the decimal to display of a number. ToString, it returns the string representation of the number value. Value of this returns the number's value. Next question, what is the JavaScript Boolean object? The Boolean object represents the two values that are true and false. If the value parameter is omitted or is 0 or 0, null, false, NaN, undefined, or the empty string, then the object has an initial value false. And other than these values are considered as a true. Use the following syntax to create a Boolean object: var val equal to new Boolean and pass the value. Next question, what are the Boolean properties? Here are some properties. Constructor, it returns the reference to the Boolean function that created to the object. Prototype, the prototype property allows you to add the properties and the methods to an object. Next question, what are the Boolean methods? ToSource, ToString, and value of. These are the Boolean methods. What is JavaScript string object? So string object lets you work with the series of characters. It wraps JavaScript string primitive data type. with the number of helper methods. As the JavaScript automatically converts between the string primitives and the string objects, you can call any of the helper method of the string object on the string primitives. The syntax is var equal to new string and pass any value as the string. Next question, what are the string properties? Constructor, length, and prototype. Constructor returns the string function created for that object. Length returns the length of the string. Prototype returns the property that allows you to add the properties and methods to an object. Now, what are the string methods? Various string methods are char@, it returns the character at the specified index. Char code at, it returns the number of indicating Unicode value of the character at the given index. Concat, it combines the two strings and returns the new string. Index of function, it returns the index within the calling string object of the first occurrence of the specified value or -1 if not found. If the index is not found, then it returns -1. Otherwise, it returns the specified index value for that character. Last index of, it returns the index within the calling string object of the last occurrence of the specified value or -1 if not found. Then various methods are local compare, match. So it is used to match the regular expressions against the string. Replace, to replace the string. Search, to search for a match between the regular expression and specified string. Slice, it is used to create a substring. Split, it is used to divide a string into the various parts. Substr, it returns the characters in a string beginning at the specified locations through the specified number of characters. Substring, two local lowercase, two local uppercase, two lowercase, two string, two uppercase, value of. All these are the methods of string object. Now, next question, what are the string HTML wrapper? Here is the list of methods that returns the copy of string wrapped inside the appropriate HTML tag. Anchor, beak, blink, bold, fixed, font color, font size, italics, link, small, stripe, sub, and super. These are the methods are used as a string wrapped. Next question, what is JavaScript array objects? The array objects lets you store the multiple values in a single variable. It stores fixed size sequential collection of the element of the same type. An array is used to store the collection data, but it is often more useful to think of array as a collection of variables of the same type. Syntax is var fruits new array in brackets apple, orange, mango. The array parameter is a list of string or the integers. When you specify the single numeric parameter with the array constructor, then you specify the initial length of the arrays. The maximum length allowed for an array is 4,297,967,295. You can create array by simply assigning the values as follows also. Var fruit equal to, instead of using new and array in square brackets, you can write the values. That here, the fruit of 0 is apple, fruit of 1 is orange, fruit of 2 is mango. What are the array properties? Here the list of properties of the array object along with their descriptions. Constructor, it returns the reference to the array function that created the object. Index, the property represents the 0th index of the match in the string. Input, this property is only represent an array created by regular expression matches. Length, reflects the number of elements in an array. Prototype, the prototype property allows you to add the properties and the methods to an object. Next question, what are the array methods? So again, for the array, there are various methods: concat, every, filter, for each, index of, join. Lots of methods are there for the arrays. Now, what is JavaScript date object? The date object is the data type built into the JavaScript language. Date objects are created with the new date as shown below. Once the date object is created, the number of methods allows you to operate on it. Most methods simply allows you to get and the set year, month, day, hour, and minute, seconds, milliseconds fields of the object, either local time or the UTC time. UTC means universal GMT time. The ECMA script standard requires the date object to be able to represent any date and time to millisecond precisions with 100 million days before or after 1/1/1970. This is a range of plus or minus the 273,785 years. So JavaScript can represent the date and time till the year 275,755. For example, new date. You can create the object of date. New date milliseconds, new date date string, new date year month date, then in date hour minutes second milliseconds. So using this parameter we can create the date object. What is date properties? Date properties, constructor and prototype. Constructor specifies the function that creates the object, and prototype specify allows you to add the properties and methods for an object. Now various date methods are, for the date object, various methods are there. Built-in methods, date, then get date, get day, get full year, get hours, milliseconds, minutes, seconds, time. So various methods are there for the date object. Next question, what are the date static methods? In addition to the many instance methods listed previously, the date object also defines the two static methods. These methods are invoked through the date constructor itself. Date.parse function, it parses a string representation of the date and time and returns the internal milliseconds representations of the date. Date.utc, it returns the millisecond representations specified by the UTC date and time. What is JavaScript math object? Now to perform the math related operations, we can use the math object. So the math object provides you the properties and the methods for mathematical constants and the functions. Unlike the other global object, math is not the constructor. All the properties and the methods of math are static and can be called using the math as an object without recreating it. Thus, you refer to the constructor pi as a math.pi if you call the sine function math.sine of x, where the x is the method's argument. So, the syntax is var pi underscore val equal to math.pi. Now, we want to get the value of pi, so we can copy it in a variable. Then now we want to get the sine of 30. What is the value of sine of 30? Then we can call the function math.sine, pass the value 30. Then it will return the sine of 30 and will store in sine underscore val variable. What are the math properties? Here is a list of all the properties of math and their descriptions. E stands for Euler's constant and the base of natural logarithm approximately 2.718 its value. ln2, natural logarithm of 2 approximately 0.6. ln10, natural logarithm of 10 approximately its value is L.302. log2e, pi, ratio of the circumference of the circle to a diameter approximately its value is 3.14. Square root of 1 underscore score, so 1 underscore 2. So the square root of 1 by 2 equivalently 1 over the square of root 2, approximately its value is 0.707. Square root 2, square root of 2, approximately its value is 1.4. So all these are the math properties. Now what are the math methods? So ABS, it returns the absolute value of a number. ACOS, it returns a cosine in radians of a number. Assign, it returns the sine values. A tan, it returns the tan values, tan 2. Then cell, it returns the smallest integer greater than equal to a number. Cos returns the cosine of a number. Exp, it returns the exponential. Returns en, where the n is the argument, e is the Euler constant. Floor, it returns the largest number less than or equal to a number. Log, it returns the natural logarithm base key of the number. Max, it returns the largest of the 0 or more numbers. Mean, it returns the smallest of 0 or more numbers. Pow, it returns the power, that is the exponential power. Random, it returns the pseudo-random number between 0 and 1. Round, it returns the value of a number rounded to a nearest integer value. Sine, returns the sine value of a number. Square root, returns the square root of a number. Tan, returns the tangent of a number. To source, returns a string with math. What are the regular expressions under Regexp object? So a regular expression is an object that describes a pattern of characters. The JavaScript regular expression class represents the regular expressions, and the both string and regexp define the methods that uses the regular expression to perform the powerful pattern matching and the search and replace functions on the text. For example, a regular expression could be defined with the regexp function constructor. For example, regexp pattern comma attribute, and it returns the output in pattern. Now the pattern equal to pattern slash attributes. Here is a description for parameter. Pattern means it is a string that specifies the pattern of the regular expression or the another regular expression. Attributes, an optional string containing any of the G or I or M attribute that specify the global, case sensitive, multi-line matches respectively. What are the brackets? Brackets have special meaning when used in context of regular expression. They are used to find the range of characters. Suppose in brackets the 3 dots are there. So it's showing that it represents that any character, any one character between the brackets. Caret symbol, then 3 dot. Any one character not between the bracket. In bracket 0 to 9, it matches any decimal digit 0 to 9. In bracket A to Z, it matches any characters lowercase through A to Z. Capital A to Z, it matches any character between uppercase A to Z. Small a, small z, small a, capital Z. It matches any character from lowercase through the uppercase Z. The ranges shown above are the general. You could also use the 0 to 3 to match any decimal digits ranging from 0 to 3. Then what are the quantifiers? The frequency of position of the bracketed character sequences and the single characters can be denoted by the special character. Each special character has a specific connotations. Plus, star, question mark, dollar symbol, flag, all follows the character sequence. P plus, it matches any string containing one or more P's. P star, it matches any string containing 0 or more P's. P question mark, it matches any string containing the most one P. Then P of n, it matches any string concatenating the sequence of n P's. P2, 3, P2, P dollar, caret P. It matches any string with the P of the beginning of it. Okay, so it's done. All the questions we have seen, all these questions are relevant to the objects. Thank you so much.